We got some breaking news, champs. The whole boxing world was led to believe that Canelo Alvarez's next fight was going to be against Jaime Munguia. But that was only if Jaime Munguia would have won his next fight against John Ryder. But as we all know, Canelo Alvarez already beat John Ryder, but in an underwhelming fashion. So we all thought that was Canelo's next fight against Munguia. But now it turns out that he will be heading in a different direction, and he is going to be facing Jermall Charlo. And that is what we are going to be talking about that next. But before we get into that, guys, if you guys are not subscribed, please punch and knock out that subscription button. That way you'll never see it again. And ding that notification bell. That way you'll never miss any of my new boxing videos. Alright guys, let's get to the round. Ding, ding. Alright champs, let's get started. And as we all know, boxing is a sport of the unknown, and the news changes rapidly every single day. There is no other sport in the world that does this. Maybe the UFC, but I cannot think of any other sport. Imagine if the Chicago Bulls and the Lakers are supposed to play tomorrow, but one of the team members in the Lakers gets injured and they have to take out the whole team. So they put the Clippers against the Chicago Bulls in the last minute. Now we know that will never happen because that is a team sport. And in boxing, it's just one-on-one. So if the boxer gets injured, the whole team goes down. So they are forced to put in a last-minute replacement. And I believe that is one of the main reasons that boxing is the theater of the unknown. Okay champs, but that's neither here or there. Just yesterday, we were all led to believe that Jaime Munguia was supposed to fight Canelo Alvarez. But that was only if Jaime Munguia was able to beat John Ryder. And we all thought this fight was going to happen because Canelo himself is the one that reached out to Jaime Munguia to make the fight happen with Jaime Munguia, and these words are coming from Jaime Munguia himself. So we all thought that was the next fight for Canelo, but it turns out that Canelo had a change of plans. And now he wants to go after Jermall Charlo. That's the twin brother of Jermall Charlo, which Canelo just beat. And that fight was extremely one-sided. I did not give Charlo not even one round. But you gotta give it up for Charlo. He was daring to be great. This guy moved up 2 weight classes to challenge Canelo. Now, I personally believe that is too much weight to move up, especially challenging a fighter with the caliber of Canelo. It's not like Charlo moved up 2 weight classes and challenged a caliber of fighter like a Venetian. Now that is a little bit more understandable. What really sold this fight is that Charlo is a dog at 154 and he was actually the undisputed champion. But Canelo was the undisputed champion at 168. So they built this fight as undisputed versus undisputed. And I ain't gonna lie, that was the best looking face-off I have ever seen in my whole life till this date. So that's what sold the fight, and a lot of people gave Charlo a shot at beating Canelo, including myself, especially after seeing Canelo's poor performance against John Ryder. Even in the video, Charlo stated, "That version of Canelo cannot beat me, somebody set this fight up." But then we all found out that Canelo Alvarez was suffering from a hand injury during the John Ryder fight. That's what made him look so bad. But now we get the other fight with the older, bigger Jermall Charlo. And I know this fight is long overdue. I know this Charlo always kept calling out Canelo. And the fight was never made, so everyone was saying that Canelo was ducking Charlo. But I personally don't believe any boxer is scared of any other boxer, or any boxer tries to duck another boxer. They will eventually fight once the money is there. When they tried to make the fight happen, probably the money was not there. And we all know this because Saudi Arabian Prince Turkey is the one making all the fights, but he has all the money. But don't worry champs, now we are gonna get Canelo versus Charlo finally. And don't worry guys, I am sure we are going to get the David Benavidez fight as well. It's just business and they are building the fight. And I'm sure Benavidez is not scared of Canelo, and Canelo is not scared of Benavidez. And Jermall Charlo is not scared of Benavidez or Canelo as well. Remember Winnie the Pooh? That's what tigers do best? Well, that's what boxers do best, is they box. They fight all day for a living. All you gotta do is pay them to see them fight. Now we all know Jermall Charlo is coming from a 2.5-year layoff. That's how his brother Jermall Charlo got the Canelo fight. Jermall Charlo wasn't physically and mentally ready. He was going through some issues. You can tell on every single video that he brought out, he was either intoxicated, on meds, or high. And every single video that he brought out, it just seems that he had no more intentions of boxing. It looked like he just wasn't all there and he was pretty much out of it. In some videos, he was slurring his words so bad and you can tell he was drunk, but all he said, "This is not beer, this is apple juice." So when he wasn't drunk, I believe he was on meds. Like for instance, when Caleb Plant slapped him twice, I believe he was on meds. I do not believe he was drunk or high. Because beer gives you beer balls and it gives you courage and makes you want to fight. Because not only did he get slapped once, he got slapped twice by Caleb Plant. I know he was going through some stuff, but I did not feel sorry for him, especially after Caleb Plant explained everything that happened. And Caleb Plant said that Jermall Charlo pulled his beard not just once, but twice in front of his wife. And Caleb Plant had the courtesy on telling him not to do it again after he did it the first time, and he did it a second time, but even harder. So I personally believe he got what he deserved. But when I seen the video of Jermall getting slapped, he did not look drunk. He looked like he was on meds, like if he didn't even know what just happened. He looked disoriented and it seemed like he didn't even know that he pulled his beard. Kinda like Dave Chappelle when he played Rick James on Chappelle's show and he slapped Charlie Murphy and Charlie Murphy slapped him back and he asked him why he did it. So when he got slapped, I believe he was on meds because he did not react like a normal person. Thank God he's okay now and he made a comeback fight against Jose Benavides. And I believe that fight was at a catchweight of 163. And I believe Jose Benavides was moving up from 154 to 163. But at the weigh-in, Jermall Charlo could not even make 163. I believe he came in at 165 or 166. So Jermall Charlo had to reweigh himself. And in the first time in history in boxing, he actually came in even heavier on the second weigh-in, almost at 167. I have never ever seen somebody come in heavier on their second weigh-in. Even if they can't make the weight, they always come in lighter. That's only 1 pound from fighting at 168. Might as well just fight at 168. It's different trying to get a smaller guy to move up to 163 and that's a catch weight, but they both make the weight. So Jermall Charlo made the smaller guy move up to 163 and he actually came in heavier than he said that he was going to be. So if Jermall Charlo cannot even make 163, he cannot make 160 at all. So now he is really a 168 fighter. So if Canelo Alvarez beats Jermall Charlo, don't blame it on the weight because he obviously cannot make the weight. But who do you guys think will win, Canelo or Charlo? I got Canelo, hopefully by knockout. Comment below and I'll write to everyone back. If you guys like the show, share the video, like the video, subscribe, and that's it for me, champs. I gotta roll.